What the hell is a market appraisal? Tune in and find out.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Whoa! That new intro
It's good.
is fresh.
It's good. It's spicy and fresh and nice. Happy little Vegemite. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm in New Zealand.
Yes. So for anyone who's
Wow.
watching, we got two countries on the broadcast today. Good old Novak office, and Mark's in New Zealand. What are you doing in New Zealand, Mark?
A real estate conference in New
A
Zealand.
real estate conference.
New Zealand. And I'm learning to speak language a little bit. And no, beautiful people. And I've got to say, first time to New Zealand, Nat, everyone out there, you have got to go. I love it here. I think it's fantastic.
And I've never
Bit of
been, but I'm after what you've been telling me, I'm very convinced to go.
Yeah. It's like a little bit of Melbourne. It's like a little bit of Tokyo. It's like a little bit of London. Not that I've been there. It's got it's historic, amazing.
Wow.
Well, let's get into our topic today.
Yes. First, I've got to say good morning to Jeff. But
Mr. Levy.
today we're talking about market appraisals, which is pretty exciting. So I think it's good that we got us two talking today, because I only started working real estate a year ago. I didn't know what a market appraisal was starting. And then we've also got
No one knows what it is.
No. So market appraisals, we call them MAs in the office. So if you ever hear agents going on about MAs, that's what they stand for. Mark, do you want to give a quick spiel about what the hell a market appraisal is?
What the hell? Where did the name come from? It is such an 80s name. What a seller wants is they want to know what their house is worth. And they want an agent to tell them what their house is worth. We've affectionately called it, for some weird reason, market appraisals. But people want to know what their home's worth. So this morning we're going to cover the landscape of what to expect when you ring an agent and you do ask for a what your home's worth opinion or market appraisal, whatever that may be. Does it cost anything? What will the agent give you? Will it hurt you? Will it take up your time? Will you be stalked by a real estate agent? What you should expect when you ask for a market appraisal.
I like the getting stalked by a real estate agent part, because I think that is one big fear about trying to find the value of your property. I think that's one big thing that people do worry about. But market appraisals I'm in the Novak media team, and we do help a lot with the market appraisals, putting them together and designing them. So what are the key components of a market appraisal, would you say? If I'm coming to you and I'm like, I want to know the value of my property, what information will you give me back?
I want to know what so basically, so what's the question? What is the real estate agent going to give you? Or what do you want?
What should I expect when if I come to Novak, I say, I've got a house in Cromer. What are you going to give me to let me understand how much my house is worth now?
Okay, so I think as a consumer, you only want to know one thing, maybe two. You want to know what the value of your property is, and you want to know what it's going to cost to sell it. That's what you want. But as a seller, sometimes as an agent, you've got to educate people. They may think they know what they want, but if you can educate them and leave them better equipped with making that decision, irrelevant to what even though they just think they want two things, I think you can walk away and they go, oh my God, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. Okay, I've been educated there. I've educated there. Cost there. That's a thing. So I think as a seller, you just want a price. You just want a commission. But then from an agent's perspective, there's different things you want to educate your clients on.
Yeah. And so I think I've got a sneak peek. I'm not going to reveal it, of one of our market appraisals here. And I'll have a flick
Reveal
through.
it. Reveal it.
I can't
Flick it.
reveal.
You can.
People are going to get their
You
property
can't see it.
appraised. Look, so this is my favorite page in the appraisal, and it's the marketing
Yes.
that Novak does. So when you get an appraisal, we show you the marketing that we do, which is pretty insane, looking at all those assets.
Looks busy to me. That's cool.
Yeah, so one of our main things we show in the appraisal are our floor plans. So you can't really see it too well, but that's your average floor plan over
Interactive.
here. And then we've got this bad
Fruity
boy.
one.
Yeah, and then
Nice and fruity. So
and this
we
one, I
put
think, is
the
an important page.
huge because yeah, and I got to say, when getting an appraisal on a property, you got to be careful when you're a seller, because often you think the agent that gives you the highest price is going to get you that price. It's not a quote like you're getting carpet done in your house. Who's going to be the lowest in price for the same carpet? It's different. The agent is estimating where they think the buyers in the market are going to be. And I know it's nice for them to love your property and price it high, but just be careful that the agent's not trying to win your business by pricing it high. I think, and overarching of what I was saying before, I think that's when it comes into the third, fourth, fifth, sixth thing you want to get out of a real estate agent. I think you want to get comparison. So thank you for your opinion, Mr. Agent. Can you please show me what has sold similar to my house in the last 4 weeks or 8 weeks? That is more relevant because that's what buyers are paying in the marketplace. It's more relevant than an opinion when you look at the actual true comparisons to the property.
Definitely.
And that, I think it's also important. What activities are the agent going to undertake to find all of the buyers out there? And it's like fishing, and it's like casting a net out into the water. You don't want to leave the big net in the water so the big fish escapes, but you want to make sure the net is in the water long enough so that you do get the big fish and you don't pull the net in prematurely or too early. So I think a bit of strategy, if an agent can educate you about fishing for the buyer, how they're going to fish for the buyer out there, and what strategy they're going to use versus time versus marketing, I think that's really important when you're getting an appraisal on your place.
Yeah, I think that's a really strong point. Like, I think with the comparables as well, it's probably one of the most important parts of the market appraisal, in my opinion, because if I come to you and I've got a place, I'm like, I want 9 million for it, and then I didn't find out that in the area, no, properties are like 5 million, 4 million. Agents can also get into trouble doing that as well. So I think it's in everyone's best interest, if you're ever getting your property appraised, to always look what's happening in the market or ask your agent to, and actually provide backed up like recent sales.
Yep. And that, I think how an agent conducts themselves in this process is really important. And I think that's going to be an indicator on how they're going to conduct themselves through the selling of your property. So if they're late, if they're disorganized, if they're not helping you through that process, if the follow-up isn't excellent post and before the process, I think you can guarantee that sloppiness will follow through your campaign. If the agent's like a Swiss watch, and they're really, really informative and stuff, I think there's a better assurance it's going to be a great campaign.
It's like we got this comment coming through as well.
Michelle, so true. Make sure the agent is trying to buy a listing. This happens all of the time in the marketplace. People treat it like a quote. And do you know what an issue is, guys? You've got to watch out there. And I noticed this with depending on the type of person that's asking for the market appraisal. It's industry back to your questions. You only know what you know. So when you're selling your place, if you're an accountant, you will ask accountant style questions. If you are in advertising, you will ask advertising questions. That's not particularly in your best interest to get the best price for the property. So I think you've got to, I think by an agent being a little bit holistic in their approach and being able to discuss all the different what they have to do to get the best price is really, really important. Would just focus on price or just focus on commission, but give the agent a little bit of airtime. Question: how long do you need for an agent inside a property?
How long do you need for an agent inside a property?
So when I call up and ask my agent to come to my place, how long do I need before I can kick him out the door?
Oh,
what do you reckon?
I don't know. Like how?
Yes.
How long does it take for an agent to find out the value of your property being inside of it?
Yes.
Ooh. I'm gonna say
I would suggest. Yep.
20 minutes.
I reckon.
Or is it? Yeah.
And is it a 2-touch meeting or a 1-touch meeting?
What do you mean by that?
Are they going to come back again for 20 minutes, or are they just going to send you an email afterwards?
Oh, I think they should come back.
Yep.
I think.
I think, look, if you're selling an asset worth $1 million, I think you want to be able to rack the brain of the person that has the information to assist you to get the best price. I probably think getting 2 to 3 agents is important to understand the difference between them. Hopefully there are differences. And I do think that initial inspection, they will see the property, they will go away, do their research, work out a price, do comparisons, because they don't know what your kitchen's like, they don't know what your bathroom's like, how you are inside. Allow them to come back. Allow them time to think about, rush them. Back, you want to get the best of the best out of their mind to find out what you have to do to get the best price.
Yeah. Now you are breaking up a little bit, Mark. It's a bit crackly, but I do think that like an important factor of what you were just saying is the more time you spend in a property, I think the more value you can find in it, I think is one really important thing. So even I designed the floor plans, a lot of the floor plans at Novak, and looking at these floor plans, the more time you spend looking at it, the more like things you'll realize, like, oh, it's a north-facing balcony or it's an open-plan kitchen. You find more things that you can actually sell about the property. Oh, I think Mark's still a bit frozen. So I'm happy to talk everyone through the marketing, but as Jeff said, one and done. Ooh, I'm interested to see why you've said one and done, Jeff. But I think from what I've seen, I think it's always good to have a second look at a property, because the second time you go back, you're going to find things that you didn't notice the first time. But yeah, I think market appraisals, if anyone's just tuning in, valuation of your property. Oh, hold on, I'll look at Michelle's comment here. Yeah, presenting your appraisal in person is a really good point. So I think with the shift into the digital world, it has changed a lot that people do prefer stuff digitally or over Zoom, but I think having that in-person chat is great. At Novak, we have little coffee meetings. You can come in, we'll have some salami, some crackers, some cheese. But yeah, and asking questions, like Mark said before, about price, product, promotion. My background's in marketing, so if I was coming in and getting an appraisal, I'd probably want to know a lot about the marketing assets. So signboards, floor plans, photography, virtual furniture. Whereas my dad, for example, who's an accountant, would come in talking about that. It'd be a completely different story. Anyway, we might cut it short today because I think Mark's New Zealand line got a bit lost. But thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, coming next week, more marketing chats with Natalie and Mark. Anyway, have a lovely Wednesday, everyone.